Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool. Well, here we are again with two nearly identical but unique tools, a snap-on and an icon. This is the snap-on PWCS7 ACF. It is basically a compact 7-inch automotive-oriented wire stripper, cutter, and crimper, plus this nice little plier right on the front end, and a nearly identical Icon version, both these forged. This is the Icon wire stripper, cutter, and crimper. That's what they call it. Also known as the PWCC-7 and item 70592. Now at the time of this video, I cannot find this thing on the Harbor Freight website or in any internet search. Obviously that could change tomorrow, but let's go ahead and take a look at them, see how they perform. Both of them, if you look, follow the same profile, starting with a little bit of a plier up front. You can see a slightly finer tooth on the snap-on. Now, people have been doing hardness tests on the Icon versus other pliers, especially compared to snap-on, and it turns out the Icons are about the same hardness normally, so I'm not too worried. Again, these are forged, they're not the pressed steel. But anyway, so a little bit slight difference there. If you look at the crimping, and obviously if I line these up with the information there, lines up these, you can see there's a slightly different profile. The Icon is a little bit more squished, more compact there than the snap-on if you look at the spacing in terms of how much you'd smash it. And then there's the bare wire crimper and the insulated crimper. Then they both have cutting knives. In fact, they have two sets of cutting knives, one immediately above the pivot and one immediately below the pivot, and that's the same on both. We'll try those out, but they both in my tests have worked fine. And then one of the other differences, if you go down to the wire stripping, obviously both for soft wire only, get that to focus right in there. The snap-on is a 20 to 12 or 12 to 20 gauge. Maybe I'll hold it like that to get it started right there. And the Icon is a 24 to 14 or 14 to 24. So in automotive, you probably don't need 12. So that might be why they did it. So they've ran it up to an even smaller 24 gauge versus the snap-on's 20. Once you get down to the handles, they are nearly identical. Icon is really getting good at looking like a snap-on handle. Now, price difference. The snap-on sells off the truck for $61.75. And the Icon, I believe, was $23, $22.99 or something like that, off the Harbor Freight shelf. Obviously, you could probably get a coupon to drop this down. This is a smaller sized crimper stripper. You know, being only 7 inches, they're kind of little guys, but they are really handy. Again, they're for mostly automotive use, especially in kind of constricted environments under dash, you know, places like that. If you look closely at the actual pin or the rivet here, there are some slight differences. You can see maybe in the depth right there. The Icon, is on the right here, but you can see they've handled it a little differently, the way this has been pounded down, but then it's pretty aggressive, beefy there on this side, whereas the snap-on, you can see, wonder if that even moves, is pretty beefy on both. Neither one of them is what I would consider elegant, but I'd have to say the Icon seems to be a little cleaner all the way around compared to the snap-on version. And also the finish work, the tool marks, etc. there. Let's go ahead and cut with these. So I'm going to do just a couple of quick things. I only have 14 gauge wire here, but I'm going to test both of the, I've got the Icon first, test both of the cutting knives. Obviously this grabs just fine. You can see up at the front end. If you look, neither one is closing. Get that, Clay. Maybe the snap-on one is closing a little bit more. Right there, the icon is not. If I did let me do a paper test real quick. Grab a piece of paper here. Actually, let me try it with a piece of plastic. It might be easier to see what's going on. So here is the icon. Pinch that in. Obviously, it slides. Can I squeeze it to the point of holding this? Nope. What about the snap-on? Look at that. It's a little tighter. You can see it scoring, but neither one really cinches down all the way. See that? Slides right off. So neither one of them is closing super tight, but if you have anything in there, that's probably fine. So anyway, let's go to the cutting. Here's the top end. I've got the icon in hand. Here's the top cut. Silky smooth. Bottom cut. Smooth. I'll move it way to the edge there. That one caught just a hair. I might have probably went out of the range, but you push it up against the pivot, no problem. Try the snap-on. I've had this snap-on one for a little while here, but little snappier there. Ooh, uh-oh. Look at that. Snap-on, come on. That one was cutting cleaner. If I cut slow, interesting. Oops, let me try the top and see. Top is perfect. The bottom there, it's not as tight as the icon. But the icon's brand new out of the package, but still. So the snap-on, I can make it cut, but it's not as clean on the lower end. The upper end, perfect. So I have to give, in the cutting knives, the icon wins on both performance because the snap-on hesitates just a hair on the below the pivot cut. Let's try the stripping there. So this one's on the bottom rung, right there. Get that in there and pop it out. I'm seeing no extra wire. Looks like a nice clean cut there. We'll snip that and try it now with the snap-on. I have to move up one notch. Nice clean cut. No problem there. Yeah, that's the only issue, is that lower part not getting any play. Anyway, this one a little bit looser than the icon, but again, the icon's new. But here we are again. We are working with two nearly identical players. Could play a game, which is which. Obviously, the branding is an easy way, but just the handles and the front end, that's going to be it. Is a little bit more space right there. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Price-wise, you can buy almost three of the icons for the price of one snap-on. And there you go. With that, dog out. The dog barking, doc out.